Welcome back to the Abyss, my friends. This channel is a beacon for those who find solace in the shadows, a place to revel in the unexplained. If you're new here, subscribe and join our ever-growing family of horror enthusiasts. Tonight, we descend into the twisted world of amusement parks, transformed into macabre crime scenes. These are places where laughter turns to screams and joy rides become journeys into terror. We've unearthed 3 bone-chilling cases of disappearances from haunted theme parks. So, dim the lights, lock your doors, and prepare to be thoroughly spooked. Our first tale takes us to the rusted gates of Joyland Amusement Park, a shadow of its former glory, now a haunting reminder of forgotten laughter and faded dreams. It's here, amidst the peeling paint and creaking rides, that a young girl named Emily vanished without a trace. Picture this: the Ferris wheel frozen in a skeletal embrace against the twilight sky, its empty carriages swaying rhythmically in the wind like a mournful lullaby. The air crackles with an unsettling stillness, broken only by the distant mournful cries of seagulls circling overhead. Emily, with her infectious laughter and bright eyes, was last seen boarding the Devil's Flight, a rickety wooden roller coaster notorious for its spine-chilling drops and gut-wrenching turns. Legend has it that the coaster was built upon cursed burial grounds, and those who dare to ride it risk inviting the wrath of restless spirits. Witnesses say Emily, bubbling with youthful excitement, took the front seat, her laughter echoing through the queue line as the coaster lurched forward, disappearing into the shadows of the dilapidated tunnel. But when the ride screeched to a halt, Emily was gone. Her seat remained eerily empty, her belongings untouched. The air grew thick with a palpable sense of dread as panic rippled through the park. Search parties scoured every inch of Joyland, their flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness, their voices echoing through the silence. But Emily was nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and still, the mystery of her disappearance deepened. Some whisper that Emily's laughter awakened the vengeful spirits said to haunt the Devil's Flight, dragging her into their shadowy realm. Others believe she simply wandered off, lost in the labyrinthine corridors of the abandoned park. But there are those who claim to have seen her, a fleeting glimpse of a young girl in a white dress, her laughter echoing through the empty fairgrounds, beckoning them to join her in her eternal ride. The Devil's Flight remains closed to this day, a chilling monument to Emily's unsolved disappearance. The rusted tracks stand as a haunting reminder of the day the laughter died and a young girl vanished into thin air. Is Emily lost in the ethereal realm of the vengeful spirits? Or did the shadows of Joyland swallow her whole? The truth, like the missing girl, remains elusive, lost in the labyrinth of unanswered questions and chilling possibilities. Our next descent into darkness takes us to the decaying facade of Blackwood Manor, a once grand estate transformed into a haunted house attraction within the Scream Park. This is not your average haunted house designed to elicit cheap thrills. This place held a darkness that ran deeper than any prop or special effect. The manor was steeped in a long, grim history of tragedy and madness. Locals whispered of a family consumed by their own internal demons, driven to unspeakable acts within the manor's walls. Now their tormented souls were said to linger, trapped between worlds, their anguish echoing through the ages. 5 friends, eager for a night of adrenaline-pumping scares, stepped through the creaking doors of Blackwood Manor, their laughter echoing through the musty air. They were warned by the pale-faced attendant that the manor had a way of getting under your skin, of blurring the lines between reality and nightmare. The group, emboldened by their youthful bravado, shrugged off the warnings as mere theatrics, venturing deeper into the heart of the manor. They laughed off the blood-curdling screams echoing from hidden chambers, the cold spots that sent shivers down their spines, and the feeling of unseen eyes watching their every move. They entered the manor's final chamber, a decaying nursery filled with broken toys and faded wallpaper. A nursery said to be haunted by the ghost of a young boy who died under mysterious circumstances. As the friends turned to leave, the heavy oak door slammed shut with a deafening thud, plunging them into absolute darkness. Panic surged through them as they rattled the door handle, but it wouldn't budge. They were trapped. Their initial amusement turned to genuine fear as the air grew thick with an oppressive silence, broken only by their ragged breaths and the frantic pounding of their hearts. They called out for help, their voices echoing unanswered through the empty manor. Hours passed, or perhaps it was merely minutes. Time seemed to warp within the manor's walls. The darkness pressed in on them, whispering their deepest fears, amplifying their terror. Then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the door creaked open. But the friends didn't emerge from Blackwood Manor. They vanished without a trace, leaving behind only unanswered questions and a chilling silence. Search parties combed through the manor and the surrounding woods, finding no sign of the missing friends. The police were baffled, the case growing colder with each passing day. Some believed the friends stumbled upon a hidden passage, a portal to another dimension within the manor's depths. Others believed the restless spirits of Blackwood Manor, hungry for new playmates, claimed them as their own. Whatever the truth, one thing remains certain. Blackwood Manor is not a place for the faint of heart. The manor stands today, shrouded in an eerie silence, a chilling testament to the 5 friends who dared to enter but were never seen again. Chapter 3. The Missing Guard. Our final tale takes us to the rusted gates of Starlight Promenade, an abandoned theme park swallowed by nature. This once vibrant carnival now stood as a skeletal silhouette against the moonlit sky, a haunting reminder of forgotten joy. It was here that a lone security guard named Thomas met his unsettling fate. Thomas, a stoic man, had taken the night shift at Starlight Promenade, guarding against vandals and trespassers. His first few nights passed without incident, the only sounds the rustling of leaves and the distant cry of an owl. But as the moon waxed and waned, unease settled over Thomas. He began to notice strange occurrences, phantom music from the derelict carousel, disembodied laughter and shadowy figures. One cold night, as Thomas made his rounds, he noticed something peculiar. The Ferris wheel, frozen for years, was slowly turning, its rusted carriages creaking in the night breeze. A shiver crawled down his spine as he approached, drawn by an unseen force. As he neared the base, he heard a soft whisper carried on the wind. It seemed to emanate from the Ferris wheel itself, beckoning him closer. He shone his light into the carriages, but they were all empty. Then he saw it, a lone figure sitting in the highest carriage, silhouetted against the moon. Thomas stared, his blood turning to ice. The figure appeared to be a young woman, dressed in a flowing white gown, her long dark hair cascading down her back. She was facing away, her head tilted at an unnatural angle, looking up at the sky. He called out, but the figure remained motionless. Then slowly the figure turned its head, revealing a face that sent a wave of terror crashing over Thomas. It was a grotesque mockery of a human face, twisted in a silent scream, its eyes hollow black pits. Thomas stumbled back, dropping his flashlight, plunging into darkness. He fumbled for his radio, but before he could press the button, he heard a blood-curdling scream, his own. The next morning, when Thomas failed to clock out, a search party was dispatched. They found his radio lying on the ground near the Ferris wheel, its casing cracked. But of Thomas, there was no sign. Some believed Thomas, driven mad by the ghostly apparition, simply wandered off. Others believe he became another victim of the park's dark history, claimed by malevolent forces. Whatever the truth, one thing remains certain. Starlight Promenade is a place where the veil between worlds wears thin. A place where the past refuses to stay buried, and where the missing are never truly gone. Thank you for joining us on this chilling exploration of the unknown. If you found yourself captivated by these tales of haunted theme parks and vanished souls, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more spine-chilling stories. Don't forget to share your thoughts and any personal encounters with the paranormal in the comments below. We're always eager to hear from fellow explorers of the unexplained. Until next time, my friends, sleep tight and remember, sometimes the most terrifying rides are the ones that leave you stranded in the darkness.